Gang very very.
Ni page you.
Eh?
She na person we sabi your
So maybe this maybe my mind.
Hmm. Hello. Hello. Hello.
Hi, everyone. Good evening. I know you can't unmute yourself, but you can use the chat room. So maybe you give me feedback using your chat room. If you can hear me, just say something, say hello here in the chat room. Perfect. Perfect. So good evening, everybody, and welcome to, oh yeah, good to see some familiar names as well. All right. So you're all welcome to this free webinar. Is something that I enjoy doing every now and then. My name is Peter. I am the lead clinical educator in Key Points Academy. I know that there are many people who somehow need more time to catch up with meetings. So somehow I'll dangle a bit for the next 5 minutes, perhaps, just to help them catch up. So if you don't mind, let's make a little excuse and adjustments for them, to join in. So if you're in a WhatsApp group, Facebook, wherever it is that you found the adverts for this session, you can just drop them a message to tell them we're ready for them. So maybe they can join in as quickly as possible. So I can see the chat room right in front of me. If you have any questions, issues, comments at any point, you can always use the chat room. So apologies for muting you all. I would love to hear your voice all the time. But of course, for the sake of order, it may just be best for me to talk. All right. Now, while we're waiting for them, this meeting is being broadcast live on YouTube. So our channel is Key Points Academy on YouTube. So if the Zoom meeting room is full at any point, the number is rising actually. So if it gets full at any point, please help me drop a message for anybody who is stranded in any WhatsApp group or any groups, I could drop a message that they can follow live on YouTube. So there's no restriction to that. There's no limited number. So they can follow live is the same thing. And all right, so we'll give them just maybe 3 more minutes and then we start. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Is it the Folusho I know that I'm seeing your comments? Aha. Yeah. Okay, the YouTube name is Key Points Academy. So if you just type Key Points Academy, you will find it. It shouldn't be difficult. So it's a YouTube channel. So you can feel free to subscribe to the channel as well every now and then. We could have their free contents there. Very vital content on Plab too, on that channel. So Felicia, good to see. When I saw your name, I just knew. I knew it was you. I knew it was you. Thanks, boss. Thanks. While we're waiting for them, Felicia is one of our Key Points graduates. He works in the UK at the moment. One of our best, actually. He did amazing. Did so well. So good to see your face, boss. All right. So 1 more minute and then we'll take a quick run through just some of these important things. All right, Duchess, just at the end of this presentation, help me bring back that question, okay? I'll take a lot of questions on anything, so long as it has to do with Plab too. I'll take all of them, I promise. Person to join the room is full because it's full and stuff like that. Please help us tell them. They can follow. It's full now. So I'm looking at the number. It's full now. So they can join on the YouTube to see if there are questions in the comments so that they are not disadvantaged in any way. So whether the chat room here or the chat room in YouTube, any questions, comments, whatever it is, we're going to go through them together. I promise. I promise. All right. Yeah. I think it's time. It's a good time to start. Yeah, I'm sure it must be a long day for some of us at work and all that. So readiness who have done the exam and passed, many of them do not get to know what exactly Plab 2 is about. Yeah, it's very easy to do Plab 2. Somehow manage to pass, even if you pass 15 out of 16 stations. Some people at the end of the day do not have a very deep knowledge about what the exam is. Okay. Thank you so much, Felicia. I would have suggested that. And thanks for your comments as well. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Okay, so he has left for another person to join. All right. So now, yeah, so these webinars essentially are just, these are foundational things. You don't find this information in your Plab 2 scenarios that are discussed in most academies. You know, many people think that Plab 2 is just about the scenarios, the stations. Yeah, so which new station, which other station, which station. It's not really all about the stations. Yeah, and I'll be talking about some very important things. I call them the contexts of Plab 2, the context of Plab 2. Now, the 10 things I will talk about are not all that you need to know about Plab 2. They are not all about the contexts of Plab 2. But being a free station, a free session, there is limited information that I can share. Yeah, so of course, some of you who are either our key point students, former key point students, intending key point students who maybe have listened to some of our content, you will know that there is always a nugget I have to share. Always, there's something new all the time. I have something to say all the time, so long as it's Plab 2. So it's not limited to these 10 things, but they will give you an idea of things that are not discussed commonly and how they can affect your Plab 2 journey. So you can just run through with me. If at the end of the day you have questions, please, I'll be happy to discuss them. Now, there are many people who they prepare for Plab 2, and when they get into the cubicles, they get to sit down in front of the simulators, the examiner. This is exactly what happens to them. It's like a shock. Yeah, there are people who they freeze. Some people who they do not freeze physically, but their minds freeze and they struggle to complete their tasks. And of course, just like this looks like an electrocution, you know, the whole journey gets to experience something that looks like electrocution or death. And it results in a Plab 2 failure because of a lot of things that may have happened to them. They may have finished reading all the stations, but they are just surprised. What happened on the exam day? Why did I have this outcome? You know, things like that. And that is why I am having this conversation. Okay. Now let's look at just some 10 crucial nuggets. I'll be as fast as I can. I do not intend to spend so much time at all. Now, the first nugget I'll be sharing is that knowing the scenarios does not guarantee that you will pass. Now, when it comes to Plab 2, you'll find out that the content you have in most of our academic notes, whether it's academic notes, whether it is notes gotten from your friends about scenarios. People spend a lot of time arguing, what else can I add to the management? Read and flesh it up, and it looks like they have read so well. It does not guarantee that you will pass. Now, the reason is that a lot of things, especially in the Plab 2 of now, because Plab 2 has evolved over time, and I have monitored it for a while. Yeah, you find out that the Plab 2 you have today is a bit more technical than the Plab 2 of before. So what do I mean by that? You can have a Plab 2 scenario on a particular exam day, and you have candidate A go through that scenario, and candidate B goes through that same station, but does not have the same experience as the candidate A, but the same station. Yeah, the simulators have the freedom to jiggle things a little bit. So you find people coming out and saying things like, they have twisted that scenario. There's nothing twisted. Yes, they were just being natural with examining you instead of being robotic. They don't want to be robotic as well. So they don't follow a strict script. So knowing the scenarios, and by this, I mean cramming your scenarios and feeling very ready, it is not enough. So what does this mean for a plabber? It simply means that you need to be competent. This will link up with something I will talk about a little bit later. Right? Yeah, it will link up. Is there a lag? Is there a lag? Oh dear. Yeah. I hope things are better. Right? Is it better for you now? Because it seems okay on my end. Aha. All right. Okay. So essentially, knowing your scripts, yeah, it is not enough for you to pass Plab 2. So you must go beyond the scripts. You must know way beyond the scripts. Now let's look at the second point. So, I think putting this together with first target, I recommend to look through the GMC website to look for what we call the Plab blueprint. All right. If you have not seen the Plab blueprints before, and somehow you pass Plab 1, kudos. Whatever it is you used to prepare, you are lucky it works for you. Yes, it does work for very many people, and you're actually not fully ready for the exam. So when you look at the Plab scenario and the Plab blueprint, it covers more than the scenario that are in use already by the GMC. They come from the blueprint, right? They come from the blueprint. So if you have gone through the blueprint, which that are expected of you. Yeah, so if you go through that blueprint, you will find everything they expect of you. It is stations, they only teach you the stations that are out. Yeah, the stations that the GMC is using at the moment. Those are what they teach you. Yeah, they do. A couple of them sometimes end up coming out as GMC scenarios. All right. So what exactly is the challenge? Yeah, so you still have, yeah, you're still noticing a lag. It doesn't seem to reflect. So I have a control screen and somehow it's not lagging on my control screen. So I don't know. Is it me? Is it you? I'm sorry, it's happening at all. Okay, it's okay now. All right. So thank you for the feedback. Chidebere, let me just use you as the single feedback for lags and when it's okay. Just help me with that, if that's all right. Okay. So yeah, just a little recap from Nugget 1 and Nugget 2. The point is make sure you go through the Plab blueprint. It tells you the range of competencies that are expected of you. Now, if you are conversant with all the topical areas in the Plab blueprint, new scenarios will not shock you, because I see a lot of Plabbers who they are just on an edge about new scenarios, about which new one came out, and it puts them on an edge. And it usually worries me, because how are you so worried about new scenarios that the majority of things that will come on your exam day, you are not even worried about them? You cannot have more than 2 new scenarios on an exam day. Even 2 is a lot on an exam day. So I'm just stretching it to say you can't have more than 2. If 1 comes out at all, it usually will just be 1. So, but if you go through, especially if you have time, those of you writing December, writing January, go through your Plab blueprint. Look at all the competencies. By the time you have done a course, or if you have done it already, look at the stations you have. Mark the ones that are not stations yet. At your convenient time, you can go through them. Those are the places where new scenarios may come out from. GMC cannot go out of their curriculum. It is on the GMC website. Just type Plab blueprint. You will find it on the GMC website. So you see how very many people who go through and they are preparing for Plab invest a lot of money, but they do not even know the curriculum from which they have been assessed. That is poor preparation, no matter how much you spend. Okay, so here in Key Points Academy, we make sure that at the beginning of every course, we send you the link. In fact, before the course even starts, we make sure that you have the resource to find the blueprint, and we encourage you to go through it yourself. Yeah, so that by the time you are coming for a course, your mind is somewhat prepared. You are conditioned to know the scope of things that the GMC would expect of you, while we'll teach you the known scenarios. Let's move on quickly to nuggets number 3. Every candidate should not prepare the same way. Now, I've seen a couple of persons who, unfortunately, they do not have a good outcome. I get to review a lot of people's results. People from different, in fact, from even academies, I don't know their names. I do not know that they exist. Okay, Africans, non-Africans, I see a lot of them. Now, I get to see some results, and I find by the time I ask a few questions, I found out that why this person failed is because they were depending on somebody else. They were trying to be somebody else. Now, many of us have idiosyncrasies, personalities, things that differentiate us from the other. Some of us are not very good readers. Some of us are not very good crammers, memorizers, So you have to, in the journey to preparing for Plab 2, you have to be who you are. Yes, the academies will teach you, this is the approach. This is how you should go about this and that. But please, the who you are should not be lost. Your thinking capacity as a person should not be lost in the process of preparing for Plab 2. Now, you must have heard about roboticism, being robotic in your approach. By the time you want to prepare just or to conform to what every other person is doing, many people become robots in that process. They lose their nature, they lose their person. And even when they show empathy, it looks fake. Yeah, so I said the same thing like my friend who just left the cubicle. Yes, but I'm not getting the same mark. Why? Yeah, your friend presented who she is, the way she is, and it looked natural to the examiner. They gave a score of 4 for interpersonal skills. And you come and they listen to your response. Everything in context, it doesn't look natural. So what happens? They give you a 1. And you're wondering, yeah, you're wondering exactly. Yeah, you understand your personal strengths, your weaknesses, and yeah, oh, absolutely. Please go ahead, Chidebere, post it. It's a good resource. Yeah. Your weaknesses, your example. Many of us, especially those coming from the third world, can others hear me? Martha doesn't seem to hear me at the moment. Can others hear me? It's just one person. Chidebere, just tell me yes or no if you can. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Martha. Thank you. You are a specialist, okay? You have a lot of years in practice under your belt, or you have been doing the same kind of practice, maybe within a specialist area for a long time. Yeah, there's this tendency that, it may be difficult for you to adjust to scenarios, to adjust to situations, unlike the young doctors who are more malleable. So if you come into the Plab 2 process and you are trying to prepare for the exam, it will be more difficult for you to become who the GMC wants you to be. Now, imagine that in your practice group, you are with young doctors who are in their first year, second year, third year of practice, very young, fresh minds, still very malleable, easy to beat into any shape. Your preparation cannot be like theirs. You will need more time, you will need more attention, you will need more consciousness to prepare for the exam. Unlike the younger folks, who it will be very easy for them to adapt into the picture. So each candidate must not prepare the same way. You must know your strengths and your weaknesses. There are some of you that have very beautiful facial expressions, beautiful ones like mine. Don't be jealous. Okay, you know what I mean? Yeah, that can smile without intending to smile. Yes, they can smile, they can, talk without even thinking sometimes. There are those positives that are good for Plab 2. But on the flip side, there could be some other people who that even when they are trying to smile, their faces do not comply. You know what I mean? They have a strong facial expression, plastic, fixed. So you have to make a little more effort somehow to push yourself beyond reading the content. You can't gloss over it like the other person I gave an example earlier, who is more social or who is adaptable to social situations than you. So know yourself and know how you adapt to your preparation. Nugget number 4 is that practice is more important than reading. Now, you agree with me that when you did your Plab 1 preparation, not many of you did so much of mocks. I know in the Plab 1 preparation, all you do is reading, mostly. Yeah, just reading. Not that you don't compile maybe 180 questions to sit down and see if you can finish it in 180 minutes, in 2 hours or something like that. No, you don't get to do that. So you see that you don't get to practice the real exam situation in Plab 1. All you do is mostly reading, memorizing, noting, identifying the clinchers. That is for Plab 1. If you do the same thing for Plab 2, you will most likely have a shocker. The preparation is different. In Plab 2, it is the reverse. Practice is more important than reading. You must practice. Sometimes even practice the scenarios that you do not know. When you just see them, enter into the practice mode, stimulate your mind, see how much you can think, whether you get the diagnosis. Even if you don't get it, no problem. During the feedback session, what you have practiced, it will stick deep, even when you made an error. So on the exam day, you gradually become. Now, Plab 2 is acting. It's like acting a movie. Yeah. So the more you practice, the more you do. Of course, many of you have seen the making of movies. They will tell you that sometimes in a particular scene, they had to spend hours trying to make the best version of that scene. What you see at the end of the day on Netflix looks so perfect, looks so real, it looks so, and you're wondering, how did this guy do it? No, he did it 24 times before he got the version you saw. So if you're going to present your best version on the exam day, you have to do it 28 times, you have to do it 30 times, you have to do it as many times as possible before you can bring the perfect version to the examiners on the exam day. So if you are, there is number 3 for you, iPhone. Yeah, so I'll go back now. Now, if you are reading and you master all your notes, you know all the contents, when you are put in simulation mode, I can almost swear and assure you, you will be shocked. The exam will shock you. Yeah, you may pull through 1, 2, 3 stations, you may even get a 12. But there's a reason why they made it many stations. Somehow it will unravel the who you are. Yeah, to unravel the who you are. And if you have not practiced enough, you are going to sleep. To tell you that very solid doctors, and I'll give you one example. I know one that I reviewed his results. In the exam, the first exam that he wrote, he passed 1. He passed 1 out of the little nuggets I'm sharing with you now. But after having a conversation and supervising his repeat preparation, in the next of 16. So person, I didn't take him to medical school again. But what was the difference? Just the little nuggets. They look very little, but they determine the outcome. Very crucial for you. That people drive around, they tell you, oh, look at the people writing on your exam day, you are in trouble, man, you are in trouble, you are in trouble, you are in trouble. No, it's I hope I'm not confusing you. All right, I'll wait for the lag to go. No worries, I'll wait for you. I'll wait, let it come back. Tell me if it's back now. Thank you very much. So please, apologies for that. I am teaching from Lagos, Nigeria. I usually don't do so. I apologize for the listing. Yeah, so, okay. So the Plab 2 test is not a competition, all right? It's not really a competition. Now, what this, I'm going to write again, what this means, right, is that your performance in the exam should be your priority. Like, you should be your priority, not the performance of others. Don't be intimidated that, oh, so and so person is writing on the same 11th that I'm writing, or on the same date that I'm writing, and then the guy looks like he's too solid. No, it doesn't determine so much. Be more focused on you, on the fact that, oh, I made mistake in my language today. I should be better with my language tomorrow. Now, why, it looks like it's a very tiny bit of point, but I'll tell you how it affects your exam outcome. So when people have this mentality that, oh, there are a lot of so and so kind of candidates on my exam day, and I have learned that when there are many of them in the exam, that the outcome is usually poor. You go into the exam hall or you go into the GMC building on that day with a defeated mentality. Your mentality means more than even your reading content on the exam day. Yes, you must go with a winning mentality. You must go with confidence. You must not give any room. No iota of anxiety should be in your system on the day you are entering the GMC building. You need all the confidence. A confident doctor is more likely to navigate difficult situations than a timid doctor. I hope that makes sense to you. Yes, it is a communication exam. Your boldness, your confidence, all of them, they all count towards the scores that you get, especially your interpersonal skills. Yeah, it will determine how you approach a situation, how you navigate a difficult point, how you compose yourself, how you even respond to the problem, how you even listen. Because when you are anxious, sometimes you miss points. And when you don't listen, it can be a problem. So please do not see it as a competition with other people. It is not so. It is not so. All right? So you should be your best competition. You should be your focus while preparing for your Plab 2. Now, I will take a moment to talk about, just before I continue with the 6th point, Key Points Academy, our Manchester office will open on the 19th of September. All right. And this office will host courses, physical courses for Plab 2. You will find the schedule on our website, okay, very soon. For the rest of the year, Key Points Manchester will use the same physical schedule as Key Points Lagos. So if you find the Lagos schedules for October, November, December, the Manchester office will hold courses for the same dates. Both of them will run concurrently. Oh, happy birthday to you in advance. Yeah. All right. In fact, send me a message. If you are going to do anything with Key Points, I will give you a birthday discount just for that. Okay. I don't know how to pronounce your name. So, all right. So happy birthday in advance to you. Yeah. So, so physical courses, the same dates with the Lagos office, and the online courses are just, about the same thing. It's not your birthday iPhone. It's not your birthday. I'll need to see your birthday certificate. All right, yeah. So we'll have online courses as well, which is global. So we can host that from anywhere. There will be physical mocks as well that we'll hold in the Manchester Center. And then for all our registered participants, you also have access for practice. We'll have a practice area where you can sit down with yourselves. I would mostly be around, okay? So I can even come into your practice, help guide you, listen, assess you, even though it's not your mocks. So you have mocks as well, holding in the same center, classes there, practice, mannequin review and revision, everything there. So from September 19, the Manchester office is open, and it is open for every one of us. Please note as well that you can't just walk in. It will be strictly by invitation, by appointments. the address here, face-to-face courses. Now, your fellow candidates are not determinants of what is right or wrong for your Plab 2 exam. Okay, so you have a lot of that among Plab 2 candidates. Many times they will be correct, but there are many times as well that some of these contents and even correction they go confident happens, and then they go to the exam and present the wrong content to the examiners, and then it can have some negative outcome. For doesn't look very correct. Yeah, when you get those kind of corrections, please contact someone who is a facilitator in your academy. Medical content, you can check info, patient.info as well. All right, I will explain all of that just in a second. Okay, so let's just finish up. I'll answer all the questions. Now, there are some external factors that can affect your Plab 2 outcome. When we prepare for Plab 2, there are a lot of logistics that are involved. Find people who, you find people who, unfortunately for them, they have visa-related delays. Some people who it is flight delays. Maybe they booked very long flights as well, 27 hours flight, 24 hours flight. Maybe that's what they could afford. That's what's available, and they have to take it and come down, but they can determine the outcome of the entire exam. Why am I mentioning this? They are the context. They are the things all around the from your workplace, to be sure that you attend your academy, okay, and stuff like that. So all of these external factors. Patient. Okay. So how is it now? Is it perfect? Okay. So now I was talking about external factors. Yeah, so you could have things like visa, stress, relationship issues, things that are not directly linked to Plab 2. So a lot of constraints from here and there. Yeah, so what I'm saying is that while you prepare for, I'm going to this academy, I have gathered I've gotten all the information, I am practicing, things happen. Now, I have seen somebody who by my assessment and experience, I know he should be passing the exam with a 15. He was so good. It was around the COVID. But it was a challenge. Now, the psychological impact of that how it could, play out in whether he will write the exam or not, all of that. He still passed the most likely fail the exam. So I know, COVID results related things are not, very strong now, but it could be other things. All the logistics, put them in until it is closed, and it's like, he said it. That doctor said it. Dr. Peter said it. And, I don't know why it doesn't even show online about it. Okay. Oh, yeah, and watch this again. Does that help you? Yeah, I just hope that makes you more relaxed. So I will leave it as a free resource on YouTube after this, so you can watch it again. Is that okay? Yeah? Okay. So next, or nugget 8, is that Plab 1 is related to Plab 2. Plab 1 is not isolated from Plab 2. So the content you experienced or you read and used to pass Plab 1 is the substrate for Plab 2. When it comes to Plab 2, it's mostly about scenarios that are acting out the content of Plab 1. Now, what do I mean? If how you passed your Plab 1 was by cramming clinchers, which of course is an MCQ exam, just note the clinchers, you will tick it and you pass, Yeah, but you do not have very deep, in-depth knowledge and understanding of the questions, the concepts, the topic, the details that are in those scenarios. And I beg of you, if you have a lot of time, go back and read your Plab 1 content again. They are all from the same Plab blueprint, both Plab 2 and Plab 1. They are from the same blueprint. So you must make sure that the depth of your knowledge, Plab 1 is designed for your knowledge. Plab 2 is designed to assess your communication skills of the same knowledge. So the knowledge is not isolated. It's not taken out of the context, but they want to see how you live out that knowledge in a patient simulated scenario. All right. So if your Plab 1 preparation was shallow, I passed by 1 mark, or I know myself that even though I passed 120, I'm just a good crammer of clincher. I did not understand it. In Plab 2, you'll be tested very well on that knowledge. It will not just be only the clincher. It will be a conversation that will cover most of the topical area. So you must make sure that you are adept, you understand the scope and the coverage of your Plab 1. They are related. The next is that all the work you put into your Plab 2 preparations, they can crash on the exam day. I do not wish that for anyone. But you must know that exam day factors can spoil the whole thing. The commonest thing that deals with people on exam day is anxiety. I know I've talked a little bit about it earlier, but I plead with you to take it very serious, because I can assure you, a day to the exam, most people begin to, shiver a little bit. Oh, it's about to happen. Oh, it's now close. This thing is tomorrow morning, it's tomorrow afternoon, and they begin to shake a little bit. That anxiety, you must kill it. I don't know how you want to do it. People deal with anxiety in very different ways. If you are not sure exactly what ways people have tried and all that, when you attend the course, make sure you ask the facilitators. They usually would have experience on. And when I mean facilitators now, if you have the lead facilitator like me, yeah, make sure you ask. If you come to key points, I will usually tell you how to deal with it. So you must know that there are factors like that. Number 2 factor will be appearing late on the exam day. Usually the GMC will give you time to report. And you might say, oh, I'm just staying 15 minutes away and blah, 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 blah. Manchester sometimes can have traffic. Yeah, sometimes. Okay. So you want to, whatever you stay, I don't know where you get to stay in Manchester, make sure that you come early. Sometimes that tension, the fear that you may now be missing your exam, and maybe by luck, you still appear on time, it could spoil just everything for you. So please, whatever it is on exam day factors, must deal with yourself to be top-notch, in top condition, your mind, everything, that you are ready for the exam. And then lastly, is that academies do not guarantee any outcome. I see many people, they sit down before they attend academies, they argue with their friends. Please listen to me, this is very important. They sit down and they argue with their friends. Oh, why did you go there? Why did you not come here? Why did you not? This is in fact, this is the best. Everybody says it. Who told you? Have you gone to academies before? Do you know how the criteria, the things to use to judge a good academy and everything? They argue. These are not, I'm not making theories. I'm thinking of individuals as I'm giving you these examples. And then the person they felt did not go to a good academy. From every academy. People fail from every academy. Academies do not determine your outcome. So you must understand a means for assessments before your exam, but you determine your outcome. And this is not just for Key Points Academy, for whatever academy. Academy. I will also use this point to tell, and the commonest is pass rate. They'll tell you I have a 90% pass rate. It is not true. Even the GMC's pass rate in the last 5 years, the highest pass rate of the GMC is 78.7. Candidates that failed, who came to me from another academy, a popular academy, the academy, even though I'm not mentioning. Yeah. So he came to me, I reviewed his results and everything. And his colleagues there, he wanted to come to Key Points. His colleagues discouraged him from coming, say go to, and then he went. He failed, unfortunately. I'm not saying the academy made him fail, he failed. And then when he failed, he found some other people who failed, and they grouped themselves into a WhatsApp group. And only then they found out that over 20-something% who were in that WhatsApp group, all were from that same academy. And none of them in that group was from Key Points Academy. Please don't get me wrong. I am not saying nobody has failed in Key Points. No, people fail across, people pass across. But if you get that story, you get to understand what I'm telling you. That it is not really about academies. Even when they lie about some of these things, please do not swallow them. Now, what do I want to tell you about academies? When you think of academies, think of how you learn. Think of what you need. and think of who provides it. Do you need support? Think of academies that will give you that support. Do you need to be beaten, to be beaten like a child or pressured, for you to learn? There are people like that, no judgment at all. There are academies that do that. It may be best for you to go there. So, but the point or the summarizing point around it is that do not depend on academies. And when you choose academies, choose the academy that fits your learning style. Otherwise, it will be useless. It will be a waste of funds. For us, we are more supportive, communicative, relative, and responsive. Yeah, we want to work like friends, doing for me, I feel like I do the exam every day. Yeah, because for every of my candidates going through the exam, so long as I have the opportunity to interact with you just like I'm doing now, we'll just talk as friends. There's no teacher complex or anything. Yeah, that's our style. It may not work for some people, so it's okay not to come to Key Points Academy. But make sure that your choice is not influenced by your friends. It's influenced by information, factual information. And number two, influenced by objectivity, that it affects your exam positively. So no faith in academies, it will disappoint you. All right? Yeah, but make informed decisions. Now, I'll just tidy up with, showing you the schedule of our courses. At the end of the day, I will take questions. I will also check for any questions that I may have missed, okay? Yeah, so you can see our schedule there. The Lagos courses, please note that for October, November, December, these Lagos course dates will be the same thing as Manchester. So it will hold the same dates, 8 to 21, 5 to 18 of November, 3 to 16 of December. So you have the same dates for the physical courses. Here you have the 2 weeks, the online courses, all right? Yeah, for the remaining parts of the year. You have the weekend courses as well. Key Points Academy is the only academy that offers a weekend course. So this one is mainly for people who do not have so much time by reason of their work and all of that. And it is one of our, in fact, it should be the best performing course actually. I have a bias towards it because it's my innovation and it is doing very, very well in the market. So yeah, I have a bias towards it. So this is the weekend course. There's only one edition left for the year, which is the October to December 4th. Okay, and then you have the revision course. Now, this revision course, the third revision course, which is meant to be from August 21 to 26, was cancelled actually because it was adjusted. Yeah, it was adjusted. So the new revision course, you will find the date. That one will be online. It will be the first revision course we're going to host online. All right. And please, the prices you find here, the cost is not correct for this particular one. So please ignore this. You will find the correct cost on the website before weekend. All right. So it's usually a 5 days course with one free mug at the end. Okay. So it is mainly designed for people who have attempted the exam and they did not pass. Yeah, so, and people who have done a course before, long time before now, and they just want a quick refresher. So please, if you have not attended a course before, pounds for group of three, something that I think 120 pounds and then 100 pounds, but you'll find it on the website. So. Division, it doesn't have a travel wing where we'll help you with your travel issues. So booking flights and all of that, it can be a challenge. beyond or lower than Instagram and an email contact, but preferably on WhatsApp. So, and they would help you. Please do not message until you are ready to book, because it can be tasking. So it's just a means to help you. It's like a ritual now for me. I do a giveaway usually at the end of every webinar. So, but before I do what giveaway I will take some questions. If you have any, and I would be happy to answer. So if you dropped any question before that I have not answered, please help me repost it. It will make it a lot easier. Yeah, can September come earlier for online, please? Say 18th. Oh, I'm so sorry. I wish I could change that. Yeah, you know, there are many factors that have been put in place before any decision has been taken. So it is 19th and it is 19th. Does KeyPoint have a master class for people that have attended academy already? Yes, we do have a revision program. Okay, we do have a revision program. We have a pre-exam group, usually within 2 weeks to every exam. Yeah, where we go through different things. Yeah, okay. So usually every cohort goes through nothing less than 150 to 200 stations in simulation and correction before their exams. So yeah, we do. Wait for it. It's just our mock approach. By 19th, yeah, on or before 19th, we would have made public how the mocks will go continue. Okay. So they also have access to all our physical, whether I call it mannequin practice, you call it access to the Manchester. Please, online is just a means to attend the course. It does not change any. Over you, it is the same, no difference at all. Explain more about strict invitation to Manchester office. Yeah, basically it is only open to our clients. So I would have yeah, so that's basically what it means. Okay. If I keep points candidates, you have access. Can we now choose to, okay, I think I'll just answer that Chidebere. Yeah, you have access for physical mocks. Unfortunately, I thought you can come in to practice. Can mocks be taken in Manchester instead of Lagos for those? Yes, you can. Would usually discuss with everybody to see what works best for you. It depends on many factors. So I'm not saying a no, please understand. Yeah, there are times when you make a choice and we look through that choice and see that it's not in your best interest. We usually tell you, why not look at this? Why not look at this? So we'll work it out together. We'll work it out together. So please don't focus so much on, there's nothing special about Manchester, okay? Manchester as a city does not teach Plab 2, all right? Yes, so that I did it in Manchester does not make the outcome any different from that I did it in Lagos. It depends on what works best for you. So, but you have access to both. You can have both mocks in Manchester, you can have both mocks in Lagos. It all depends on some tiny bit of factor. We are very deliberate with how we do our things. You may have noticed that. Every tiny detail means a lot. So, can September come earlier for online, please? Okay, I think I've done that. Can September come earlier? Unfortunately not. Yeah, unfortunately it's 19th. Can we choose to do just mocks and practice with the sims and mannequins? Unfortunately, we do not offer that service. Only mocks. You can do mocks. You can do only mocks with us if you want. Physical mocks cost £100 per session. Online mocks cost £50 per session. So it's up to you. You can always send us a message. Yeah. For the online course, how many mocks? For all our courses, not just online mocks, online courses. All our courses, you have access to 2 mocks. All right. So those 2 mocks can be 2 physical mocks, they can be 2 online mocks, they can be mixed, 1 online, 1 physical. But we usually guide you on what should fit best. And I encourage you to trust our judgment. We are very deliberate on what's here. We may know something that would affect your outcome and we'll tell you do this. So online mocks have the advantages that physical mocks don't have. Yeah, physical mocks also have some of the advantages that the online mocks don't have. Yeah, if I have the time, I would love to expound on that, but trust me, both of them are not the same. They have their advantages. So this means I can attend online instead of traveling to Lagos. Of course, yes, you can, if that works best for you. If you also want to come to Lagos, it also has its advantages. So it may be good for you to come, network with people. If you have the time, please come to Lagos. The network to make me get my answer. Do you have an email or WhatsApp a number? Yes, of course. There is a WhatsApp number that you can always reach, and I will put it in the chat room now. Please, you can copy the number and save it. Okay, so you can always WhatsApp us on that number. It's right there in the chat room now. Yeah, so if you WhatsApp us, but please, before even you WhatsApp, many of the information are on our website, keypointsacademy.com. All right, so you find frequently asked questions there on the homepage. At the foot of the homepage, you see frequently asked questions. You can open all of them, read. It helps you to know how we operate generally. And then you can go through the rest of the website as well. If after that you still have some questions, of course, you can always come to the WhatsApp and then you want to talk to us. Is the Manchester office open daily? Yes, it will be open, usually weekdays. Okay, yeah. And as long as we're entitled to the most in Manchester, yes, of course, in Kechiku, you can have both of them in Manchester. You can have them in Lagos. All our facilities are open to you. Yeah, so iPhone, you can have access to practice with mannequins if you do register for our courses, okay? Yeah, so we do not offer a mannequin service only, no. Can we come into practice before 19th in Manchester? Kirian, I can't guarantee you that certainly. Yes, if you're a candidate, send me a message. We can always work something out for you, but the official opening is 19th. All right, it's 19th. Yeah, we may be able to work some other things out, but official is 19th, and that's what it is. If I've done academy already, can I get discount if I choose to buy an extra physical mock? It is still £100, right? Still £100 if you want an extra mock. Yeah. Yeah, the online class on the website is 24th. Yes, I said the office opens on the 19th, not the course. The course is 24th. Yeah, but the office is open from 19th. There are many other things the office is open for, and not just the course. So the schedules on the website are correct. Please, you can trust the date. It's 24th to 7th of October for that online course. So you can still attend that. All right. Yeah. Besides, the online course is not in Manchester. It's online, isn't it? Yeah. Right. On how to book your dates on you. We usually have a conversation. Yeah, we'll have a back and forth, understand your circumstances so that the mock you are doing will not be just for doing physical mock. Do I get discounts? There is no discount. There's no discount. How do I contact a person? Sometimes the answer is still the same. We do not offer mannequin practice alone, all right? Yeah, so your mock is your mock. If you are done with your mock, our contract ends. Okay, yeah, but if you have done a full course with us, then you can have more than the mocks. So you can have, practice sessions, practice with mannequins, every other thing, including discussion with me when I'm around. Yeah, okay, so I encourage you to do a course with us. Yes, mocks in Lagos are only on Saturdays. But mocks in Manchester must not be on Saturdays. In fact, they are more likely to be within the week than on Saturdays. Okay? Yeah, but in Lagos, they are only on Saturdays, and there's a reason for that. All right, so if there are any more questions, I'll be happy to, you have any more questions? So I'll take a second as well to look through the YouTube to see if there's any question there. And if there is none, and then I'll talk about the giveaway for today. If you have any more questions, how long before our mock do we need to book it? So you just send our admin a message. Admin will help you book your mocks. That's just it. All right. Admin will help you book your mocks. If you have done the course already, you can just book it at once. Book it now. Okay, book it now. All right, so Creed from YouTube will say, can we pay in Naira? Yes, you can pay in Naira. All right, you can pay in Naira. We'll guide you on how to pay in Naira. So there is no dates. No, there is a date. The online course from September 24th, it runs into October. So it ends on October 7th. So you can see it kind of overlaps, okay, through the 2 months. So there's no separate online course for October. So you may want to consider starting the end of September, ending in October. Now the giveaway. Yeah, okay. I know you like giveaways. Yeah, so the giveaway for today will be for the next online course and the October course. The next online course and the October course. And that next online course is 24th. Okay, the next online course is 24th. Where is it? It's September 24th to October 7th. Okay, September 24th to October 7th. And the October course, which is October 8th to October 21. And maybe I will extend it a little bit to the last weekend course, October 22 to December 4. So I'll give for the first 20 persons who message me that they are interested in any of these 3 courses. Yeah, I would give them free access to register at the rate of a group of 5, which is now 380 pounds. Okay, 380 pounds. It's no more 375, it's 380 pounds. So I'll give you access to register at that rate instead of registering at 450 pounds for individual rate. Okay, so the first 20 persons. And if it is all taken up, I will tell you. Yeah, so all you do is to tell me you are interested in that course on WhatsApp. So the number is, I will post the number again, the WhatsApp number. Okay, so I'll post the number again. Yeah, so you just send the WhatsApp message you're interested in any of these 3 courses, and you register at the rate of 380 pounds instead of 450. Yeah. So those who got here on the last webinar, I told you it is valid until the Manchester Center opens, which is till September 19. So if you had a giveaway on the last, from the last one, I know that giveaway is different from this one, it's still valid. So, but from September 19, it will not be valid. Okay, Ramatu, it will not be valid. All right. So I would not hear if you are giving me messages here on Zoom, I'm sorry, I can't keep record of it. So please do that on WhatsApp. All right. Send me a WhatsApp message. I'm interested in either the next online course, the next weekend course, the October physical course, any of those 3 courses. So the first 20 people to show an interest. You can even tell your friends who are not in this session. As soon as I count up to 20, yeah, I will stop it. So the number is there in your WhatsApp, all right? So you can just send a WhatsApp message to that number and say that I am interested. Okay? Yeah. Still here. Yeah. Introduction to Plab 2. If you go through that video, it will set you up for a good Plab 2 performance. Yeah, please, it's there on the channel, on the YouTube. It's a very rich one. Use it. Okay. And yeah, the other things, they have a free resource as well on basic medical ethics. It sets you up for very good performance in ethics stations. I think there's another free resource there on competence communication. Culturally competent communication is free as well. Yeah. Well, take them otherwise. Thank you so much for attending the webinar today. Yeah, it's good to have you. So do take care, everybody, and I wish you all the very best.